Guys. So I had a good day at the art gallery, and it was about writing for Wellbeing, which was really lovely. So we had like this whole writing prompts, different writing prompts were discussed. So you had to free write. You had to do like the color of a book, go and look for a book, and then write about the book. Um, Something about grounding, like sense check, and it's all about writing for your well-being, letters to yourself, and what else again is there? Just checking the shell or the jar, um, and then you've got the spiral or the spiral, depending on how you pronounce it, and just bear with me. And then we've got the recipe of your life. So for each of them, I got to do all the tasks, which was very lovely. So this has been my journal for the last maybe couple of months, and I just thought to share. So first of all, I was just writing about my senses, looking inwards, how I feel, how I taste, what I'm hearing, and how does it feel, just kind of having a loop in stories. It's kind of like a free ride, but trying to make you focus on your senses. Then we went on to kind of when you do free writing, so you have narrative writing and then you have expressive writing. So free writing is a kind of expressive writing, and I wrote about the creek. I love there's a creek where the Fakop Mangrove Park is, and just sitting down there many times, I take myself to that place, just reminding myself of how lovely it is, how clean it is. So I wrote about it. I called it Umi Igbadudu. And then there's something called roaming. You get to roam around maybe a library, or you go and look for an object, and I picked a book. You just talk about the book, not like you're reading the book at the moment, but just looking at the book. What does the book tell you? What does the book remind you of? And I picked the BNF, which was very strange. It just caught my eye, and if the BNF was yellow in color, it would be summer. The decade would be in 2010. The room would be a crafts room, and if it was a person, it would be an artist. So they gave a lot of prompts on how to do a lot of writing and all. My book has stuck together, but and then we had the shell or the jar. So I didn't do the shell, but I did the jar, and it's like a containment kind of writing. So they're kind of asking you what's going to be in your jar. So this is my jar. I colored it, just trying to say, if you had a jar, what would it be like? What would it smell like? What would it feel like? So my jar is very nature tilted, and what will be need God's word, stuff like that. And this is also if you're a very visual person. So as much as I love writing, like left to right, or so I don't like neat work, I also like visuals, so putting pictures. So this was something I did. And then I got to do this spiral, so writing in spirals, so sort of writing in circles. So you have to be shifting the paper and writing, and you can color it and do whatever you would like to it. Also do your spirals behind, depending. And then I did this one, and it's a spiral. So and then I cut it through. I wrote from outward to inward rather than inward to outward. So the start of my work is at the edge. So that's where it is. And then I ended with this last word, which you want the person to have a very strong meaning to the last word. So this is my spiral. Yeah. And then one of the last things that we were asked to do is a recipe of your life, which is quite nice. I'll try it again. And for me, it's just very lovely to do. So this is me. I think for people who know me, I get to write letters to myself. I get to talk about myself, write letters. I get to do a lot of free writing. Sometimes it can be a struggle. Sometimes I type, or I'm not really keen on typing. I feel like there's so much power between your pen, your paper, and the words that flow out. So I've been tilting towards the artistic side, but today I'm reminded that I don't need to know how to draw for me to be able to be artistic. So I could use a lot of stickers, a lot of pictures, which again I find lovely to do because it reminds me of what I want to talk about. I enjoy this spiral one, something I'll also try with other shapes. And I think for me, I love that it's a creative writing. I love writing. So I think I will keep doing the things I do, and I'm excited to have explored these new ways of journaling, writing. But yeah, that's been my Saturday, and I love it.